There is a stretch of road just outside a small village that runs exactly 4 kilometers before it curves back on itself. Nothing special about it: cracked asphalt, a few stray dogs, a row of eucalyptus trees that drop their bark in the dry season. But for one woman, that road became the place where she rebuilt herself, 1 mile at a time. Her name was Amara. Amara had been a runner her whole life. Not a famous one, no medals, no sponsorships, but running was the one thing that made sense to her when nothing else did. She ran before school as a girl. She ran through university. And at 26, she was training for her first real marathon, the one she'd promised herself for a decade. 12 weeks before race day, she was hit by a motorbike crossing an intersection. Nothing life-threatening. But her knee was shattered enough that the doctors told her, plainly, that running the way she used to might never happen again. Maybe walking without pain would be the best outcome. Certainly not a marathon. Not in 3 months. Probably not ever. Amara nodded when they told her this. She said, "I understand." And then she went home and cried in a way she hadn't cried since she was a child, the kind of crying that isn't about the pain in your body, but about the version of yourself you thought you were going to become. For the first few weeks, she didn't touch that road at all. She could barely climb her own stairs. Every small motion reminded her of everything she couldn't do anymore. She started avoiding the window that faced the eucalyptus trees, because looking at that empty road felt like looking at a grave. Here's the part of recovery nobody prepares you for: it isn't a straight climb back to where you were. It's not linear at all. Some days she could bend her knee a little further than the day before. Other days, for no clear reason, it swelled up and she couldn't put weight on it at all. The unpredictability was almost harder to carry than the injury itself. 6 weeks in, on a morning that felt no different from any other, her physiotherapist said something that she carried with her for the rest of her life. Stop measuring yourself against the runner you were. Start measuring yourself against the person you were yesterday. It sounds simple. Almost too simple to matter. But Amara had spent 6 weeks comparing her broken knee to her old marathon times, her old training logs, her old identity. And every single comparison made her feel like she was failing. The moment she stopped comparing herself to who she used to be, and started asking only, "Am I a little better than yesterday?" everything changed. She didn't start with running. She started with walking to the end of her driveway and back. That was the whole session. Some days it hurt. Some days it didn't. But every single day, she recorded one number: how far she'd gone. Not how far she used to go. Just how far, today, compared to yesterday. Week 8, she made it to the eucalyptus trees, a distance that used to take her 90 seconds to run, and now took her 14 minutes to walk. She stood under those trees and cried again. But this time it wasn't grief. It was something closer to relief. Proof that yesterday's version of herself really could be beaten, one small step at a time. Pause. Week 10, she jogged for the first time since the accident, 30 seconds, slow, careful, almost embarrassing compared to what she used to do. But 30 seconds was 30 seconds more than 0. She wrote it down in her notebook, right next to the walking numbers from 6 weeks earlier, and for the first time she let herself notice the shape of the whole climb, not just the bad days she was standing in. The marathon she trained for came and went. She didn't run it. Her body wasn't ready, and she knew that, and for once, she didn't fight that truth. Instead, she signed up for one 8 months later. Pause. This is the part people skip when they tell recovery stories, because it isn't as clean as they want it to be. Amara did not have a single triumphant comeback race. She had 8 months of unremarkable Tuesdays. 8 months of writing down small numbers that were only slightly bigger than the numbers from the day before. 8 months where almost nobody was watching, and almost nothing about her progress would have made an inspiring photo. But on the morning of that second marathon, Amara stood at the starting line with a knee that still occasionally ached, a pace that was slower than her old personal best, and a strange, quiet certainty that she hadn't felt since before the accident. She finished the race. Not fast. Not close to her old times. But she finished it, on her own legs, on a knee doctors once said might never let her run again. At the finish line, a young runner, maybe 17, clearly disappointed with her own time, asked Amara how she trained for the race. Amara laughed, a little, and said the only true thing she knew. "I stopped comparing myself to who I used to be. I just tried to beat yesterday. That's it. That's the whole method." Pause. Here's what I want you to take from Amara's story tonight. Somewhere in your life, there's a version of yourself you keep comparing your current self to, the person before the injury, before the loss, before the failure, before the year that broke something in you. And every time you measure today against that old version, you set yourself up to feel like you're failing, even when you're actually healing. Pause. Recovery, growth, rebuilding, none of it is linear. Some days you'll move forward. Some days you'll swell up with no clear reason and lose ground you thought you'd already earned. That's not proof that you're broken. That's just what healing looks like from the inside. So tonight, stop asking, am I as good as I used to be? That question will always disappoint you, because it's built on a version of yourself that no longer exists in the same circumstances. Instead, ask the only question that actually moves you forward. Am I a little better than yesterday? Not better than the year before your world changed. Not better than the person you see on other people's timelines. Just better than yesterday, even if better today just means one more minute of walking, one more sentence written, one more small honest step in a direction you used to be afraid to face. This is the part 1. So the part 2 is coming soon.